Hello, everyone, and welcome to day one of 100 Days of Code Challenge, where we are going to build our website, fitness website from scratch. So, in our day one today, what we are going to design today is basically the top navigation bar of our website. So, that is on the day one. So, day one, we shall basically design the navigation bar. So, to begin with, you must be having a code editor. For my sake, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. This one here, Visual Studio Code, as you can see. If you don't have Visual Studio Code, please go to your browser and let me put this guy somewhere down. Yeah, go to your browser and search for Visual Studio Code and you press enter. So go to this very first link that you see here and go to download. Now for me, I use Windows. I don't know what type of computer you're using, but if you're also using Windows, go to Windows and you press download. For my sake, I'm not going to continue with the installation process because I already have Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have, click on download for Windows and you proceed with the download. Well, so I hope you've downloaded your Visual Studio Code, and this is mine right here. So what you do next is open a new folder like this one. Open a new folder and you name it what you want to name it. Let's say you're going to name it fitness website, or I don't know what name you're going to give it. You can name it fitness website like I've named mine just right here. Then after naming your file like this, open it and inside open another file and call it images, and then you put an image or images. Now for now I only have one image, which is going to be my logo for the website that we're going to build. So I only have one image in my image folder inside the fitness website folder. So drag this file and open it with Visual Studio Code like so. Good. You can close away this one, and then so I like working in a clean environment, so make sure your surface is clean. Now just go right here where you see fitness website here. So we are now everything we do here is going to be inside the folder of our fitness website. So go to the new file and type in index.html, press enter. Then now the coding process has now begun already. So I'll press exclamation mark and then enter, and then I get this very beautiful colored writings. Now if you wonder how I got this, go to your keyboard, press exclamation mark, and then you press enter, and then you're going to have this beautiful keyboard like this. Beautiful fonts like this. Now you may be wondering, what is this doctype HTML? This is a backbone of HTML structure. So all the code that we're going to type, all the code that we're going to write has to be inside this structure here. So this is the standard structure for HTML that is going to make our website work. So head straight to title, and then you name title. Name your website. We can go with the same name, that is fitness. That is our title, and let's link what we call CSS. Just right link, and then you go to CSS right there. Now CSS, actually before we do this, go here, go to new file again and add another file which is called style.css. Now style.css, this is where we are going to style our website. This is where we're going to make all the styles, the coloring, the beauty of the font. Where do you want pictures to be? Where do you want your text to be? So that's the work of the CSS. So as we go along, you'll understand what CSS does. Back to index.html. This is where all the structuring of our website is going to be, where the writings, the including of the pictures, anything that is building materials. Let's say it's a building material, so all the building materials are going to be under index.html. Well, let's proceed. Now let's link JavaScript. So go before the end of the body tag, write script. The source, SRC means source. So source where our script is going to come from. Let's write fitness.js. Good. Add here also fitness.js in your file, that is fitness.js, like that. So we've opened, we've structured the tables. That is, now having done that, please Control S to save the process that we've done so far. All right, now let's begin the coding process. Just below the body tag, let's open a class called header. That's a div class called header. Now, div class, this div is a container that's going to contain all the contents that we're going to put under the header class. So in the header class, let's include our logo first. So our logo, we shall give it anchor tag, like a link. When you click on the icon, it will take us somewhere. So that's what we call anchor tag. So let's name it, let's give it, first of all, take it nowhere. Like when you click it, let's first put it to nowhere. We shall give it a link later on, where if we click on the logo, it has to take us to either homepage or whatever page you may need. We shall go to that later. Now let's give it a class, and the class we shall call it logo. Now inside the logo, let's now bring our image. You remember the image that, so we have file inside here, which is images, and then inside images we have this logo. So let's go to image source, and first of all name that file, which is images, and inside images we have images.png. so this is our images. If your Visual Studio Code is not giving you a preview like this, you just go to extensions here, and then you type image preview, this very first one, image preview, and then you install. And then after installing it, it will show you the preview. Just bring your mouse and hover around the source file where you've put, you will see your image there. All right, so let's proceed. Let's continue. Inside our, what is missing? Yeah, we forgot to put, I needed to do something here. Header first, like this, and then inside this header is where we put a class, and then we call it header. I don't want a div class for this one. Sorry about that, and I will remove this div, and I will also remove this div. So now let's bring this Mr. here and put it inside there. Yeah, I'm pressing tab to push it. Well, so let's continue. Now after putting our logo, actually let's first go to our website and see. It's Control S, save, and right click. Actually go to your file, the file that you created, and go to index. You see the index we typed here, which is index.html. it is this index here. So if you open this browser, so this is our website. So we've started building it. So you can see the image right here. So this is the logo that we are putting. Let's close this and open this with Live Server. Right click on your code editor and go to open with Live Server. Now if you open it with Live Server, here the beauty of this is we don't need to refresh our page every time. So here the page refreshes itself. All right, if you don't have this open with Live Server, please go to extensions again and type in Live Server. Yeah, this very first one, and install it, and it will give you open with Live Server. Well, we are moving. All right, now after putting our logo, let's go to the next step. Let's put a step there, and then let's call this one nav. And inside nav, we are going to put now the pages, the header page, the home page, the about page, the services, the pages that you will need. I don't know what type of pages you're going. For my case, I'm going to need I'll first begin with the anchor tag, and I'll also first put it to nothing, and I'll call this one home, and I'll duplicate it to several pages. Yep, like that. If you're wondering how I duplicated them, I pressed Shift Alt and then the down arrow key. So I'll name this one about, like this. I'll name this one services. You can name your pages anything that you want. This being now a fitness website where there will be maybe subscriptions and so on. So I'll give this one maybe member. That's after subscribing for a membership. I'll give another name to maybe, let me just put a space there, just a blank space. Let me put this one, I'll give this one join now. That is join now. Actually, under join now, let me give it a class of btn, and then let me put here my account or login. Yeah, you can say login, because after becoming a member, after acquiring a membership login credentials, so you can just come to login, or let me just name it my account. Good. So let's save it again and go back to our website and see. Oh wow, our website is now coming, you see. So these are the pages that we just added. All right, our website is still looking very ugly. Let's try to, now let's go to CSS and we style this thing nice. I mean, make this website look nice. So come back to your code editor and we go to CSS now, which is this one. Drag it and put it in the middle, and now CSS. Now to begin with, CSS also has a backbone structure, that star, and then the brackets. So all the stylings that you're putting in CSS has to be in those brackets. I don't know how they call them, but that very bracket there, as you see. All right, let's begin with the styling process. We shall begin with margin. Margin we shall give it to 0. Padding, margin, by margin I mean the space in the top, right and left, and then at the bottom. So we are giving it 0. There will be 0 margin. So margin we shall give it 0. Padding also almost works the same with margin. It's also about spacing, but we shall understand the difference between padding and margin as we are continuing with our coding process. So padding we shall also give it 0. Border we shall give it none. Text decoration also we shall put it to none. Now before I save this, let me show you something about this text decoration. This one, if you go to your website, you see this text, they have some funny underlining. Yeah, so this is what text decoration is going to do. So text decoration, we put it to none. Now if you save this and come back to your website, wow, the decoration has gone away. So that's the bit of CSS. It styles everything that you want. All right, let's continue. Let's add font family. We shall give it Open. Open is one of the best font families that beautifies our websites. And if if Poppin is not available, so please tell the website to include sans serif. Good. Let's add one more property, box sizing, and hit save. So if you go back to your website, website is not still fully out. Let's continue with styling. Let's open another bracket and let's call it body. So we are now going to style it body with the brackets. We are going now to style the body here, this white space. So we're going to start styling this white space. All right, so body, we shall give it a background color. I'll name it bow color. We shall give it a color hash like this. I wrote it somewhere here, and it is #32012, then hit save. Let's go back to our website and boom, you see the background has changed. Now if you're wondering where I'm getting the colors from, so go to color palette and open thing, and you see all the nice and beautiful colors are here. If you need colors, just type color palette, and so I think this is the color that I got. No, it's not that one. This is the color that I put. So just copy this code and paste it to your code editor, like so. All right, let's continue with the coding process. Now we are going to style our header, and it has a class called header. Now if you want to target individual class, so make sure you go to that very class, like this one called class header is what we're going to target. And to do that in CSS, we begin with a dot like that, and then you call class, which is header like that. Now this header that we are targeting, this header here that we are targeting, is the header that contains all these pages: home, about, services, member, my account, and this thing is going to be right on top here, right on top of your website, and it's going to be clickable, whereby you click, or a user is going to click and then takes them to another page. Good. So let's style our header because it looks so ugly. See, the fonts are somewhere about here, the logo itself is somewhere, and this is very white, wasted space. All right, now to begin with, we are going to put position. It's going to be fixed, so our header is going to be fixed. We are going to give it a margin of top 0. Left also we shall give it 0 margin. A display of flex. Flex is to go like this. That is the flex. Let's add let's give it a margin of display flex. Let's say align items center. We are aligning these things here. We're going to put them in the center. Align items center. Justify contents. Let's give it space between. Let's add Let's add a padding. Padding we talked about earlier is the space you give. So you see where our things have gone? Yeah. So now the padding is the space from the border here to the content. So it's the padding we are going to give. So padding, I will give 0.5, that is from top, rem, and maybe 5% from the right. So let's test 5% and you see what is it. Let's go back to our website. Boom, yeah, there it is. So there is some space here. So this is the 5% space from the right. So that is padding, 5%. Let's add Z index, so that I want it to come out, to come on top. Z index, I'll give it 2, and then background, I'll give it where's background? There it is. Background, I'll give it white. So hit save, Control S, and let's go to our website. And so our website is starting to look somehow different, somehow nice. So this is the beauty of CSS when you're working with CSS. All right, so now our font here is looking so ugly. So let's style this part here now. So let's go back to our CSS and continue styling. All right, so now let's target. What are we targeting now? Now we are done with this one, the whole container of header. So let's target the individual pages, the home, about, services, and they are under nav. This nav here. So I think we should give this nav a class and we call it navbar. Yes, I think we should give it this nav a class and save. Oh, before we save, let's first go to logo. We forget to style our logo. Yeah, we forgot to style our logo. Let's see how our logo is. Oh, our logo is ready fit, but let's, for the styling sake, let's style it, because it may look ugly if we don't style it. So let's target logo, and let's give it a width 200 pixels, and let's give it a height of 150 pixels. I think that's enough. Let's save and try to see. Yeah, there is some changes. Yeah, there is some change. There is a space now between the logo, and yeah, there's some change. Good. So our logo is done. So now let's go to nav and pick this class. All right, so let's call now the navbar class brackets. And when you're styling, you are always at the end of every style, like top, 0, make sure you end them with a semicolon, something that looks like, yeah. So make sure every tag ends with that. All right, let's go to our navbar. So navbar, first of all, what we're going to target is let's first target the font size. Yeah, our font is too small. See, font is looking too very small. So let's first change the font style. The font size. So then the font size, we shall give it 18 pixels. Save. I think that's big enough. Or let's add to 20 pixels. That's too small. Let's call it 20 pixels and go to website. Yeah, so the font is bigger now. Let's give it a color. The color that we're going to give our font is I'll give it a dark blue, sort of, open brackets, and that is 12, 26, and 51. However, you can go to your color palette, just copy the codes underneath any color, and you come and paste it. All right, let's give it a margin. Let's give them spaces. Home, about, let's give them spaces. That is now margin. All right, not enough space. Why don't we add maybe 2 rem? Yeah, 2 rem. Let's double rem. 2 rem. Yeah, actually, let's target the A tag. Yeah, the individual pages. So let's add here A, like this. So that will target individual font here, and yeah, it is. Yeah, so we're going to reduce on the margin. So let's margin come back to 1 rem. Let's see. Yes, that is not bad. And let's make the font look bold, and let's give it bolder. Save, come back and check, and there it is. I think it looks nice. So let's give it a hover. Every time when you go to font like this, changes color. Let's give it a hover. Give space again, and let's call this We shall call the very navbar again, navbar a tag, and then so put your codes like that, and then we call on the color, because we are going to change the color. We are going to change this color. When you bring your cursor like this, it changes. So give it any color that you want. Give mine tomato, save, and you can see if I bring the mouse, you see the color changes. See the color changes. If you bring the mouse next to it, the color changes. All right, let's go now to, there's another class here, BTN class for join now. So let's go to CSS and call this class BTN. Let's give this BTN a margin top from up. Let's give it a margin top of 1 rem. Let's give it a cursor pointer, because when you take the cursor, there is that finger that points it. So cursor will be pointer. Let's give it a border radius, maybe. Let's give it a border radius of px. The radius now, border radius is let me first. So if you go to your site, where is the, no, it's supposed to be background. Where is background color? Let me first put background color for you to understand what background color. Let me give it tomato also now, just for the purpose of showing you what I mean. Now, good, here it is. So you see the corners around, yeah, so the corners, these are the border radius. So now let's give it padding. Padding is going to mean the space between the content inside and the box itself. That's called padding. Padding, this color, let me change this color to something like this, maybe like this. You can just pick your colors from there, also it works. Let's give it a padding of 12 px. That's both sides, 12 px. That's top, bottom, and left and right. Save, and let's see how our guy looks like. Yes, there. So our button, our BTN now looks for join now. Okay, let's continue. What is still missing on that guy? Join now. I think it's okay now. Maybe let's change the color of this BTN, this join now. Let's change the color of the hover. If you go to it, the color change, yeah, just to make it look nice. Just this is the beauty of CSS. Yeah, so no, Control Z. I think let's open another class still of BTN, and we say hover your mouse. So let's only target the background color. Let's give it let's say transparent, and then border, not border radius this time, but the border of, yeah, so the border, let's give it the very color that it's on the background, this very color here. So just copy this and paste it here. Control V. So now border solid, because it's going to be a line, solid, and let's give it a width of just 1 px, and save, and let's go and try to hover around and see. If you hover, oh, you see that? Yes. I think let's give everything a transition. Like when you hover, there is that smooth transition. Let's first go back to navbar here, navbar A, and say transition. Let's give it 1 second, and let's see if we hover. So you see how the hovering comes? It comes slowly. Let's also give transition to our background, the BTN. Yeah, so let's also give this one a transition, and let's also give it of 1 sec. Save, come back to our website, and there it is. Oh, that one is looking beautiful. So thank you guys for watching, being from when the video started up to here. So today, on day 1 of 100 days of coding challenge, we are only building the top part of our website. Only this top part is what we are building on day 1. So thank you guys for watching, and if you found this video very beautiful and very sweet to watch, please share, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and see you on day 2 of 100 days of code challenge to build a fitness website from scratch. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. See you on day 2.